Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Good morning, y'all.
Shalom, shalom.
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 All right.
Shalom.
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 Good. Okay. See y'all bright eye and bushy tail this morning. All right. Let's get right to it, right? We don't play no games here. We just do the thing. Can we all see that there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, okay. All right, guys. We, us, we at the King James Bible University in the house of JEHOVAH, we know through diligent study, because that's what we do. We get it in, we put that work in. We know the reality in which we live, right? The reality which is our creator, Yahweh, and his spirit, JEHOVAH. That's the reality, right? Let's show you what it looked like, this reality. Let's go to John chapter 4 and verse 24a. John chapter 4, verse 24a. Start this off. I'm playing games. All right, chapter 4 and 24a. We know that God is a spirit. Okay. Deuteronomy 6 and 4c. Deuteronomy 6 and 4c. We know that God is a spirit. Spirit of our God, spirit of God, our guide, spirit of God. Okay. Colossians 2 and 9. We move at a certain pace because we only talking, right? So we don't talk like in slow motion. We just kick it. Colossians 2 and 9. For in him dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. And we got to know every word, Godhead. Through our trusty spiritual dictionary, which is only developed using precepts. Look at that. We don't just come up with words out of our head here. This thing was carefully put together and respectfully put together using precepts. Godhead, supreme authority, sovereignty, this guiding spirit. The Godhead. All the fullness of the Godhead bodily is the spirit of God, is God, Yahweh, our creator, sovereignty. Okay, let's go to Exodus chapter 15, verse 11. Exodus chapter 15, verse 11. Question, who is like unto thee, O Spirit of God, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, righteousness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Who? It's a good question because Ephesians 4 and 6. Ephesians 4 and 6. This is the reality. One God, one creator, one Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all. Again, because he created all things, from his will. So he put his will in everything. He's in everything. First Timothy chapter 1, verse 17. First Timothy chapter 1 and verse 17. Now, unto the King eternal, that eternal ruler, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. This is a true statement, right? Though we cannot see God visibly while in the flesh, we can certainly perceive his image. But Yahweh himself has blessed us with the knowledge of his image. Go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verses 25 and 26. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verses 25 and 26. For she is the breath of the power of God, wisdom, a pure influence, flowing from the glory, majesty, might of the Almighty. For that reason, can no defiled thing fall into her. For she, who? Wisdom, the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted, unblemished, perfect mirror, the reflection, the image of the power of God. Again, the image of his goodness, his righteousness. So now we see what God looks like through his wisdom, right? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 12. We only kicking it today, y'all. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 12. Ain't nothing crazy. We just try to see some things. He had made the earth by his power. He established the world by his wisdom and has stretched out the heavens by his discretion, his prudence, his discernment, his wisdom, his image. Exodus. He got an image that we didn't know, but now we know. Exodus chapter 6, verse 3. He's speaking, he letting us know what that image is. He said, listen, this is what I look like. I paired unto Abraham, to Isaac, and unto Jacob by the way of the Creator Almighty. However, by my way, Jehovah, the Spirit of God was I not known to them. This inspiration, this way, I wasn't known to them. I was known to them by the existence, but by the way to get there, I wasn't known. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 11, verse 2b through D. B as in boy, D as in David. Isaiah 11b through 2b through D. Chapter 11, verse 2b through D. Spirit of wisdom and understanding. The spirit of counsel and might. The spirit of knowledge and the desire of the Spirit of God. The reality of eternal wisdom and might and counsel and governance, right? The existence and the essence of a vaporous inspiration and will. This was all with God from the beginning and shall ever remain with him. Let's go to John chapter 1 and 1. From 1 through 3, we're going to hit. John chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. In the beginning was the Word, In the Word, William Squires, mute please. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God, by God, through God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Proof? All right, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. Okay. We're going to go to Psalms chapter 102, verses 25 and 26a, and then 27. Psalms 102, 25, 26a, and 27. Oh, pure. Of old hast thou laid the foundations of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands, your powers. They shall perish, but you shall endure. Okay. 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 Let's see. You are in perfection and beauty the same, and your years shall have no end. Eternal. Eternal. He's gonna endure. Outside of reality, he's outside of the realm of time, remember? He's gonna endure. Go to Malachi 3 and 6 AB. Malachi 3, 6 A and B. He's going to tell us why. It says the reason is, I am the spirit of God, I change not. Got you. You go back to Psalms 93 and 2. Psalms 93 and verse 2. Psalms chapter 93 and verse 2. Your throne, your dominion is established of old. You, your perfection and beauty from everlasting. The Almighty and everlasting God, right? He is the creator and the owner of all things. He created it, he owns it. It's all his. Go to Isaiah chapter 45, verses 5, A through C, and then drop to verse 7. Isaiah 45, 5, A through C, and then 47. He's speaking to us. He says, I am the spirit of God, and there is none else. There is none beside me. No God beside me. Nope. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Spirit of God, do all these things. The Almighty and everlasting God, the creator and owner of all things. Haggai 2 and 8. Haggai 2 and 8. The silver is mine, the gold is mine, said the Spirit of God of hosts. Psalms chapter 50, verse 10. All things are his. Psalms 50 and 10. Silver, the gold, every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. Everything belongs to him. He is the owner of all things and creator. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 6a through K. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 6a through K. This all is just recognition, the conversation. He's in this conversation. He's the one kicking it. And we're going to answer, right? Thou, even thou, perfection and beauty, Spirit of God alone. Thou hast made the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth, all the things that are therein, the seas, the multitudes, and all that is therein. And thou preserves them all. This is his image. The majesty, the power of the only true God, the master craftsman and shaper of all things. And we, the house, the family of Jehovah, have been carefully crafted with an image as well. Okay, I'll show you. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, A through C, and then 27. And God said, let us make man, male and female, in our image, after our likeness. He said it. So he did it. So God created man, male and female, in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. We're going to go to chapter 5 in Genesis, verses 1 and 2. Chapter 5, verse 1 and 2. This is the record of the generations of Adam in the day that God created man. In the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them. And wisdom, knowledge, understanding given them, and called their way Adam in the day when they were created. See? He made us too, in his image. The image. What's that image? Let's go to it. Get back to chapter 1, verse 28. And God gave them wisdom. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, the multitudes, and over the fowl of the air, the spirits, over every living thing that moves upon the earth. All the inspiration of it, all of it. So his image is dominion, majesty, and might. He made us in his image. Okay, I get it. Romans chapter 8, verse 29. Romans chapter 8 and verse 29. For whom he did foreknow. Remember, he's outside of realm of time, so he knew what he was doing before he did it. So he foreknew. He also did predestinate to be conformed, shaped, molded, made to the image of his spirit, his servant, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Gonna be that first one. Gonna be the eminence, the one that comes out first with the knowledge, understanding of all his equals, his peoples. Psalm chapter 8, verse 5. Y'all, we only talking, so if I sound monotonous, it's early. It is what it is. We only kicking it. Psalm chapter 8, verse 5. Reason is, thou made him a little lower than the messengers and has crowned him with glory and honor. I'm seeing an image. I'm seeing an image coming into play. Sirach chapter 17. Ecclesiasticus in some books, Sirach in others, but we're going to say Sirach right now. Chapter 17 to verse 3. Sirach 17 and 3, because it's quicker to write, right? He endued them with strength by themselves and made them according to his image. Coming closer. It's coming closer. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. Made them according to his image. The reason is God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. God is eternal. Beautiful God of ours said, we're going to make man in my image. Give him his own eternity. He's going to have an eternity too. Beautiful. Colossians 1 and 15. Colossians 1 and 15. Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. Being the visible resemblance of our Creator, the appearance and manifestation of the righteousness of Yahweh, right? Given the statutes, being the examples through the adherence to and dissemination of the judgments of JEHOVAH, our guide. Being all this, we are appointed ambassadors, commanded to remind creation of its rightful owner. We gotta let them know who it is, not us, right? We gotta keep it real. He made us. That's why he made us the firstborn of every creature, to be the ambassadors and keep everything in order. Exodus chapter 3 and verse 14. Exodus chapter 3 and verse 14. God said unto the word of truth to Moses, I am that I am. He said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am have sent me unto you as an ambassador. Ezekiel 36:27. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 27. What is that? Spirit talking, man. He talking today. He said, I'll put my spirit within you and cause you to live within my statutes, my examples. You're going to be my examples. You're going to keep my doctrines and teachings and do them. You can walk in examples. Do. Be the image. God. Go back to Isaiah and reiterate something real quick. Go back to Isaiah chapter 45. I'm sorry. Isaiah chapter 45 and verses 5 and 6. Right? Let's acknowledge something once again. Let's acknowledge something once again. He's going to reiterate, I am the Spirit of God, and there is none else beside. There is none else. There is no God beside me. He said, I girded you. I set you up. Though you has not known me, we was predestinated, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Spirit of God, and there is none else. Yeah. You already know, right, where we about to go. By the way the world is now, it didn't quite work out that way. For as the rain came down and landed on the dry, cursed ground, when we were born, we forgot who we were. We began to move in our own image, a replacement image. and not in the image of the God who created us and made us. We became doers of our own will, images of hypocrisy, trying to look the part. Let's see if I can go through this real quick. Let's go to start at Genesis chapter 2, verses 23 through 25.
Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom. Shalom.
When we were born, we forgot who we were. We began to move in our own image, a replacement image, and not in the image of the God who created us and made us. We became doers of our own will, images of hypocrisy, trying to look the part. Let's see if I can go through this real quick. Let's go to start at Genesis chapter 2, verses 23 through 25. Why did I do that? Should have went through one. Anyway, here we go. Woo. All right, chapter 2, verses 23 through 25. And Adam, male and female, we said, this is now the strength of my integrity, the bone of my bone, the strength of my integrity, the covering of man, the strength of my integrity, the covering of man. That's what he said. She the land of the vagabond, the land of wandering on the east of Eden, the east, old ways of Eden, old ways of Israel, old ways. How do we act before as wanderers? How did we act before as wanderers? In the land of the wanderers, you're a wanderer, right? So we want wanderers. Chaldees. We went to Chaldeans. We became Chaldeans. Go to verse 25. Wanderers. Go to verse 25. Adam, male and female, knew his wife again, his flesh again. Right? Because we had a spirit, but we went back to the flesh. We got the understanding, we got the blessing, but we went back to the flesh again. And bore a son and called his way Seth. What is this, Seth? What is this, Seth? Oh, snap. A replacement. Oh, we replaced it. The reason God said she had appointed me another seed in place of the spirit whom Cain slew. We got a replacement. All right, go to chapter 5, verse 3. Adam, male and female, lived 130 years and brought forth to serve his son in his own likeness, after his image, after the image of us, and called his way the replacement. God, we transgressed, y'all. We forgot which image we are to represent. Straight up. We stole the image of God and replaced it with our own cursed images. Remember, we were wrapped in the image of flesh, the skin. We are squandering our chance at eternal peace and replacing that eternal peace with eternal damnation. Wow. Joshua chapter 7, verse 11. Joshua chapter 7, verse 11. Spirit of God speaking. He's like, look, I'm trying to tell you. Israel, strugglers have sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing, that flesh, and have also stolen and dissembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. Wow. Look at us. 2 Kings chapter 21 and verse 7. 2 Kings chapter 21 and verse 7. Look at us. We getting this poop mushed all in our faces, dogs. Look, it said a graven image, a false image of the grove, the wilderness that he had made in the house, of which the Spirit of God said it to his promised one, and to his beloved servant. He said it to us, but we took and made some up. But this is what he said at the beginning. He said, in this house and in Jerusalem, in this peace, which I have chosen, out of all the trials, we were supposed to get peace. Out of all the trials, we were supposed to get peace. And he said, I will put my way there forever. In that trial, he was going to put in that house, he was going to put the peace. He was going to put peace. He was going to give us peace forever. But we put our own self-righteous thoughts in a position which will bring us so-called peace. Daniel chapter 5 and verse 23. Daniel chapter 5, verse 23. Daniel chapter 5, verse 23. However, we lifted ourselves up against the creator of heaven and have brought the vessels of his house before thee. And thou and thy lords and wives, spirits and concubines, all our thoughts, our stinking thoughts, had drunk wine in them. We learning them. We're looking at the ways of the world, and we learning all of that stuff. And that has praised the idols of silver, women and men, and of brass and iron, and wood and stone, and strength and weakness and beliefs and all these things, which see not, don't perceive, nor obey, nor know the guide in whose power is that our breath is, our spirit is, and whose are all thy ways and has not glorified. He gave us all these things, but we haven't worshiped him. We worship the world. We are not considering anymore. Nope. Revelation chapter 9, verse 20 and 21. Revelation chapter 9, verse 20 and 21. And the rest, the peace of the men which were not killed by these plagues, by these curses, yet repented not of the works of their powers, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold, silver, brass, and stone, and wood. We ain't repent of that we shouldn't do that, which can neither see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. We don't consider. We don't repent. We don't remember. In this replacement of ownership, we have created our own peace, the peace of this world. That's what we do. Numbers chapter 32, verse 14. Numbers chapter 32 and verse 14. And consider, you are risen up in your father's stead. Remember that. Remember what happened. You try to replace your pops. Or we are now in a place where our fathers were and doing worse, increase of sinful men to augment yet the fierce anger of the Creator towards Israel. We just doing it worse now. We just making it worse for ourselves. We getting more degenerative with each passing generation. Degenerates. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 13, C through G. Ezekiel 33, 13, C through G. Spirit of God speaking. If he trusts to his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousness shall not be remembered. However, for his works of sin, acts of wickedness that he has committed, he shall die for it. Going to be cut off. Why? I'll tell you why. Let's go to Romans 10 and 3. You ask me why. I heard you. You say why, Aunt? Cause Romans 10 and 3. The reason is they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness have not submitted themselves into the righteousness of God. That's why. We haven't. Why? We look towards the righteousness which the world has standardized. We look towards the comfort and the strength of numbers, tradition, and recognition of what has been established by the world that we were born in to refine us in its image. Mark chapter 7, verses 7 and 9 through 9. Mark chapter 7, verses 7 through 9. Spirit of God. Howbeit in vain do they worship me in teaching for the doctrines and commandments of men. He said the world gonna refine us, not God. That's what he said. Y'all gonna refine yourself. For laying aside the commandments of God, you hold the tradition of men as the washing of pots and cups. You're being refined by them, by the world, and many other such like things you do. And he said unto them, full well you reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. We're getting refined. We're getting washed. The washing of pots and cups. We're being refined by the birthday celebration, church celebration, Easter, Christmas, New Year, Halloween, all of these such things, right? Right? And since we're now well into the image of the world, we are fooled by its beauty, by its laws, by its lifestyle. The world loves its own image, but it hates the image of God. That includes a specific type of discipline. Go to Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 3. Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 3. Thus saith the Spirit, the Creator's Jehovah, woe, a warning of destruction to the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. John 8:44. John 8:44. We only talking, y'all, so it is what it is. Got to deal with it. John 8:44. And he talking to us. You're of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father will ye do. He was a murderer from the beginning. You already read about him. And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak a lie, he speak of his own. for he is a liar and the father of it. He teaches lies. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 15. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 15. He said, know ye not that your bodies are the members of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them the members of a harlot? God forbid. God forbid. Look, we need to acknowledge the image of God, that eternal peace, by acknowledging we have been moving in our own understanding of peace. This, of course, includes remove any semblance of authority we may perceive to have in ourselves and relinquishing it solely to the spirit and leadership of our Creator Yahweh and his spirit Jehovah. Acknowledge first Jeremiah chapter 3 and 13. Let's get back to that ability of Abel. 3 and 13. He's going to tell us how to do it. Only acknowledge your works, your acts of sin, that you have forgotten. You have transgressed. You forgot who the owner is. You transgressed the creator, the spirit of your God, and has scattered your ways to the strangers under every way of life. And you have not obeyed my voice, says the Spirit of God. Luke chapter 15, verse 11b through 19. Luke chapter 15, 11b as in boy, and going all the way to 19. A certain man had two sons. We got to get back to him, man. The younger of them said to his father, he said, Father, give me a portion. Give me the portion of goods that falls. You want the portion that falls to me. Okay. So he divided unto him his living. You want to go? Go. Do you. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country. And there wasted his substance with riotous living. Sound like what Cain did, huh? But this us. And when we spent it all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country. And he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would gladly have filled his desires with the husks. What's the husks? Husk. Oh, okay, with the covering. Okay. Speaking expressly. The emptiness, the falsehood, the illusion, the outer appearance, the hypocrisy of the swine. Did learn, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, though, he said, how many hired servants of my fathers had bread enough and to spare? And I'm over here, I'm going to perish with hunger. Look, I'm going to rise and go to my father. And I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven before you, and am no more worthy to be called your son. Make me as one of your hired servants. Acknowledge your transgressions. Exodus 3 and 5. First, acknowledge your transgressions. Then you may be able to begin to return. But first, it said, draw not nigh hither. Not with that mess. Not with that covering. Not with that hypocrisy. Put off your desires. Put off your covering, your shoes, your authority, your perceived authority, your self-righteousness from your desires. For the place whereon you stand is holy ground. Remember, he created us in his image. sanctified, separated from all people, holy ground. We must separate ourselves from the world. Keep our eyes on Jehovah, that anointed path, realizing we have stolen that which is God's authority, sovereignty, wisdom, and righteousness that are not ours, but God's. God's. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 15. Ezekiel 33 and 15. You know we only talking, man. This is a conversation. 33 and 15. If the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed, live in the statute of life without committing iniquity, man, he should surely live. He shall not die. And this is the Spirit telling us. Acknowledge, acknowledge, acknowledge. Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 16. Get that inspiration back. 5 and 16. He's speaking that inspiration. He shall make amends for the harm that he had done in the holy thing, and shall add the fifth part thereto, and give it unto the priest. And the priest, that middleman, that spirit, gonna make atonement, because he carrying that spirit. He's gonna make that atonement for him with the ram. Remember that ram that was caught in the thicket? He's gonna make atonement with that ram of the trespass offering, and it should be forgiven him. Gotta give it back. Oh, here, my bad. This is yours. Sure. Ephesians chapter 4 and 28. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 28. Let him that stole steal no more. However, rather let him labor. Let him do the works, working with his power the thing which is good and righteous, that he may have to give to him that needs. So you working within the spirit, you're gonna learn, studying, you're moving in the spirit, you're moving righteously, you're being an example, people can learn from that. You're giving people what they need. Giving the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the examples, the statutes, the laws, the doctrines, the living. Again, we remain in his image, which is eternal peace. Let us cut ourselves away from the peace of this world. Yes? Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Jehovah. Beware. Beware. We ain't trying to be after the rudiments of the world. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 6. We ain't trying to be like that, right? Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all thy days, forever. I said it right, Elder? Forever. Shout out to the niece, the granddaughter, grandniece, grandgirl, little one, forever. All right, Genesis chapter 17 and verse 13, I'm sorry. Genesis chapter 17 and verse 13. 17 and 13, y'all. Spirit of God speaking. He that is born in your house and he that is bought with your money must needs be circumcised. Whatever is brought forth from your body and you gotta get cut off. And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. So whatever we think we got going on, cut it out. And start moving in his spirit, in his image that he made us to be. Philippians chapter 3, verses 8 and 9. Philippians chapter 3, verses 8 and 9. Oh, yeah, doubtless. And I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Jehovah's salvation, my creator, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things. Things got circumcised out this house, and do count them but dung, that I may win Christ, the anointed path, the anointed way, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law of flesh, but that which is through the faith of Christ, the righteousness which is of God by faith, the righteousness of God, which is his beauty, his image, the image in which we are made. Now let us continue in our faith, moving in the image in which he made us to be, even here in this matrix. Micah chapter 6 and verse 8. Micah chapter 6, verse 8. It has showed thee, O man, male and female, what is good and what doth the Spirit of God require of thee? Question, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. What else do we require? That's all he requires, to love mercy, to do justly, to walk humbly with him. What else he asking for? That's it. That's all he asking. It's so simple that we complicate it. We still in. Let's stop. Acts chapter 17 and verse 29. It's so simple. Acts chapter 17, verse 29. For as much then as we are the offspring of God, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto men or women, or a stone or graven by art, by the perfection of beauty and man's device, our ways, our thoughts. That's not how to attain the Godhead. We ain't gonna get it without self-righteousness. We ain't gonna get it that way. We gonna get it by following God, doing justly, living righteously, following his covenant, sticking to the agreement. That's how we're going to get to the Godhead. That's how we're going to witness the image and be in the image. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17, 19, and 20. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17, 19, and 20. However, he that is joined unto the Creator is one spirit. Woo! That feels like a good place to be. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, that separated body, which is in you, which ye had of God, and ye are not your own? Did you know that? For ye are bought with a price, and for that reason glorify God, worshiping in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. As vessels of gold and silver. Let me talk to y'all real quick. As vessels of gold and silver, as the offspring of God, right? His chosen people, through whom he will experience his creation, right? We are solely his vehicles in this realm, not mindless robots, but given free will, right? And a choice to accept our role as joint heirs of his kingdom and his creation, and not thieves. Not thieves who attempt to supplant the will of God for our own vanity and temporal satisfactions. Now, I got a question. It's probably simple. Let's see. When did it become evident to you that you are not your own? It clicked in all of us at some point. When did it become evident to you that you are not your own? I give you time. Oh, okay. Deep.
Hey, shalom, Dick.
Hello, my brother.
Dude, yeah, it's for me. It's like that's a constant reminder. It almost feel like because it's to where it's like I go through a lot of stuff and it's a lot of things that'll take place, right?
Mhm.
Then it's like sometimes as I'm going through them, I don't always see the big picture on what it is. So then it'll be like I'll reflect and everything like that. And then it's like, man, this ain't about me. This has nothing to do with me. I need to, it'd be stuff like that. That'll happen to where it'll click. And it didn't, I'm gonna be honest with you, it didn't fully click until not too long ago, if I'm being totally real with you.
I hear you. Hey,
Because
I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Please hold your thought. Who's Brian Jones?
I am.
Brian Jones. Oh, okay, you're usually here, right?
Yeah, I'm new still.
No,
Sorry?
no, no. You
I
said
was
what?
I was on Zoom yesterday, and I was asked the question was I knew. Then my phone died on me, and I would never get back onto a Zoom. Elder Johnson was asking me was I knew. I was trying to answer him, but my phone died on me. And when I tried to get back on Zoom, I was never able to get back on Zoom. And I sent a message to the admin trying to explain it, and I came on today.
Okay, where you coming from?
I'm coming from. I'm new to the channel, and I'm just trying to get myself right with the Most High.
Yeah, what channel you normally worship at?
I didn't,
You didn't? So you
you know,
just not.
I used to be in the church a long time ago, but I saw that the truth was not in the church, so I had been searching, and I came to understand that the truth was being told here. So I wanted to join myself here.
Okay, so if you can send me an email and make sure your number is placed in it, and I'm gonna give you a call.
And
Okay. Which one?
I get the email.
Yeah, it's elder.mjohnson at kjbu.org.
I'll send that now.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Elder. Hey, Dick, I'm so sorry about that, my brother.
oh no, it's good. It's good.
Please continue, man.
But no, I will say it was like also like if I'm being totally real with you, the time that everything really started to kind of hit and then it just kind of kept on hitting is when I found out about that envy problem. That's when it's like that a hard realization hit me because I'm being honest that I was it was like I was crippled with fear and terror once I realized what was going on what I was doing at that time period. To where when I tell you I felt like I was having the most horrible anxiety. It was the worst. That little time period when I was in Florida was extremely difficult. Like I'm just being real, but it's like I'm glad that I went through that because I was in a space where I was all by myself and I couldn't do nothing but reflect. And then it just got uglier and uglier. I'm like, dude, I am actually horrible. Like it was terrifying. But as I went through that process, it made me to realize, like, dude, I need to really get this right because I was moving with a mindset that didn't make no sense before that. Like I literally, oh yeah, all right, I'm here, I got this, I could do this. The moment I started thinking like that, I was already jacked up because I said, oh, I got this, I could do it. But why? Because I'm looking at it from the whole wrong way. It's not to where I'm doing anything. I shouldn't even be in the equation. Now, I didn't. My intent wasn't to be on nothing crazy. but I still needed to remove me. And then through the process of time, it's just like, man, this really truly don't got nothing to do with me. Nothing. So even now I have to hold it that way. Like, I don't want no credit. I don't even really want recognition for anything. Just praise him. Because, bro, I just got to do what I'm supposed to be doing. So why would I get any recognition for doing something that I was supposed to do? That's like sitting there thanking the cook for cooking. That's his job. Okay, you could say the food is good, I enjoy the food, but he just did what he was supposed to do. So you ain't got to hoop and holler for the cook. Got to say this ain't even my recipe neither. So I don't need credit for even the recipe. So all these type of things come in my mind. But one instance recently where it kind of hit me, where I was on the back porch, because I just go out there and I just look at outside. But I started to sit there and meditate on what I was looking at, and it was on a Sabbath from what I can remember, and the wind was blowing, hard, and then I was just looking at the yard and everything like that, just looking at the trees moving and everything just it just hit me. I'm like, man, everything back here is alive. Like, everything back here is literally living. And then when it hit me and I realized, like, he got control over all of it, it made me realize, like, every moment I exist, I'm literally at his mercy, to where he could do whatever he wanted to do with me at any given time, and there ain't nothing I could do about it. And that is literally just what it was. So as I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, on one hand, I don't got nothing, technically, it's nothing I should worry about, because look what he doing out here. Look at all this. I had nothing to do with anything out here. Literally, I had nothing to do with anything that was made. No, nothing. I made myself. I am a creation. So literally, as he made all that out there, he made me. So once again, what do I need to be worrying about if he has control over every living thing that's out there, whether it live or whether it die? Because at the end of the day, it's appointed for man to die once, but everything in this world got to die. So he the one that got the authority over all these things, because that's how everything work out here. Why am I going to trip about anything at all? Why? No matter what I do, I'm at his mercy. There is nothing I could do to change anything. Ain't nothing I could do to sit here and I gotta do what I gotta do regardless. And I'm given the free will and the choice to just choose, okay, which way you want to go. Yeah, either you're gonna do it this way or you're gonna die. I'm like, well, let me do it this way. And I need to make sure I understand this way and live in this way and think in this way and breathe in this way and talk in this way. I need to do all that then. So, but that moment when I was out there on the back porch, that it threw me so hard, because once it kind of clicked, then it was like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yes, everything just changed. No, I still go through stuff. That's just what it is. Whether it be something small, whether it be something big, or whether it's something that just come out of nowhere, stuff just be happening. But I have to always remember, like, I'm at his mercy no matter what. I mean, I have breath in this body for a reason. There's a purpose why I'm here. I need to understand the purpose and why I'm here, and then stay within what it is that's appointed for me to do, and just do that. But then any understanding that my decisions and choices, my reasoning should come from the word. So if I do something, it needs to be in there, and it needs to be for the right reasons on why I do it, not my own understanding. So whether it be I need something, whether it be, you know what I mean, I'm trying to understand something, or I need to move a certain type of way, I should always seek that from there. And that's something that I'm needing to be conscious of, and just continue to build and grow in that. But I will say, yeah, but to summarize the question and shorten everything up, yeah, when I realized I had envy, and that was a serious issue I had, when I was going through that process of studying that and learning that through the process of time, it hit me to where it's like, man, this really don't got nothing to do with me whatsoever. Why? Because I could have been cast away right there for the actions and stuff that I was doing. I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. I was being 100% self-righteous. Oh, I'm gonna do this because they did this, so that's stupid. So, but yes, hopefully that makes sense the way I'm saying it. But all that is, especially when I was out there and I realized that no matter what, it could be the next breath I take. And then I don't know, a bullet just fall out the sky for some reason because somebody was just doing it. It doesn't matter. It's to where he has the final say so on what's going on, and I don't. So I have to accept that every day, and then recognize that even the breath in my body is an act of mercy on me because I don't deserve it.
You said a mouthful. That's real.
Yeah, hey, D, can you go to Wisdom of Solomon real quick? And we're gonna look at 224. And pretty interesting. Based on the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you read that?
I'm sorry. Hold on, let me get that for you, bro.
Okay.
Righty.
Yeah. Can you read that, D?
Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 2:24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it.
Okay. I want you to keep in mind, and they that hold to his side. And let's go to Sirach chapter 14, and let's look at 8 and 9.
Good, D.
Sirach, let me see. This is chapter 8.
14, chapter 14, verses 8 and 9.
I'm gonna put this here. Chapter 14, 8 through 9. The envious man, male or female, have a wicked eye, understand it. He turneth away his face and despiseth, speaketh evil against men.
Okay. So I want you to, before you go more, I want you to understand something. You know, a lot of people, they don't know what goes on where people there say catchphrases. And they'll tell you, you know, I spoke on it a couple of years back that everybody is assigned angels, messengers. I don't know if you heard that before.
You said we are assigned messengers?
You're assigned, yeah, messengers can be assigned to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let me write this down too.
Yeah.
Because I know
we got somebody else on mic, and this is Rosemary. They need to make sure they might. Yeah, because what happened is, you ever read all of the book of Tobit?
I have read the whole book. I can't remember everything out of it, but I remember reading it though.
Yes. Okay. Uriel
Yes.
was assigned to him.
Mm.
Was that an angelic angel, or was that a messenger? A man in flesh.
He was a messenger.
A man in flesh. The divine message that was within God, correct or not correct?
Yeah, he presented his body, and then it was the spirit was working through him to make certain things happen.
Okay. So what happens is they can't find out what's going on. So things happen where you become bait to where they can make sure they can find that covetous one, that wicked one with the wicked eye. So now let's go back to Cocoa Beach. Hold it right there, Dick. You ain't got to. We're going to go back to Cocoa Beach. And you already know some of the conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the main thing is, the only way I can find out for sure, you was dangled there. All you had to do is be you, and that wicked one would show up. Now, just like I said, I'm not going to show any partiality. but you already know what the outcome was based on what me and you talking about. Because you got very, very, very few people know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I told you distinct things, what not to do and what you to do. There. I was very direct to you, and I was very adamant about it. Correct or not correct?
At Cocoa Beach?
In Cocoa Beach.
Man, that was a minute ago. But the stuff that you was telling me to do, I was making sure I was doing it. That's what I remember. I had to make sure I was doing what I was being told to do.
Okay. Now, we got to the other place. Everything came out. It came full circle.
Yes, Yeah, when we got to the other place, it did. It literally reared its head.
That's the point. Verse 9 tells you.
A covetous male or female's understanding is not satisfied with his portion.
Hold it right there. With his portion. All you gotta do is think on it. Everything will come to your mind. You'll know everything what I'm saying.
So what's a sign for them? They don't really want that. That's not they're not satisfied with the things that pertain to them that's been given to them. They want to be above and beyond that.
Yeah, because you gotta remember hatred starts in early. And what you gotta remember, and most people need to always remember this. When you sit there and you look for that, because it's telling you in iniquity of the wicked dried up his soul. But you can take it off of there, because I want to explain something to him on what people always understand and what people know. When you dealing with someone that's wicked, don't never forget this. You put this, you store it in the back of your brain, and you put it in the A list, to where it's always misfiled, to where every time you go to A, that's always going to show up. And that's why. People can see when people will be rising up. Always. People who's cool, people who's evil. The evil one sees his place threatened, that he done built up in his mind. They have this position is built up. So what they do, they come at that person, try to oppress them, try to do things, speak evil about them, belittle them, because they see this flower that's blooming, and it just keep growing. So they're going to press it. The ones who see the flowers growing and they don't have no problem, they just look at it and say, man, that's a beautiful flower. Smell it, there's this and that, there's this. They sit there, they want to cut it, but they can't cut it, because they know if they cut it, they're going to die. So they just got to go around all the time and look at this flower, because this flower is just growing. Man, I like to cut that flower. They want to say, if I can put it in the pot and take it with me. They can't. It's the flower. That envy one. Gonna try to feed it acid water. Gonna try to oppress it. It even go to the people that waters it and tell them they need to stop watering that. So you always know what to go on. So most times is that person to sit there, so you have to wait. So you always wait to see. That's why you never react to something really quick. You want to see what's going on. You want to understand what's happening. You want to make sure is that one that really likes you and sit there and they're for you. Sometimes they'll be real hard on you, but they're going to always be corrective, making sure you're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing good. You bit off a little bit, they correct you. They bring you keep doing good, keep doing good. That evil one never have nothing good to say. Ways something's wrong. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. That always comes out. That's the easiest way to pick them out. They're always there. Anytime they talk to someone else, they don't have nothing good to say about you. That's that wicked one. They always find something to where they're trying to belittle you in innuendos. That's what they do. And most of them master that. So when you look at that, envy, and all of it comes from that, envy. Every bit of it. So the same thing is some people can envy other people based on things about it. But the same thing is if you inherited $50 million, there's no reason for people to envy or to approach you to sit there to hope that you would give them part of it. They can be happy for what you have. The same way they can be happy for you that you don't have that right now. But if you have $50 million, then how can you know a friend in prosperity? That becomes an issue. So always know what envy is. Because even when you have the money and they become your friend, they envy you having that because they feel it should have been them. As soon as they can get what they want, what they have the ability to do, they're disengaged from you. Because the same thing, if we was friends and you had $50 million and I wanted $1 million to do something, and I say, hey, can I borrow $1 million? You say, yeah, I'm going to let you borrow $1 million. 2 months from now, I'll find the reason. We didn't sign no contracts. We didn't do it. We just did word of mouth. 2 months later, I say, you scum of the earth. I'm going to find something. You tripped over my shoe. You ate a piece of my popcorn you shouldn't have ate. You become scum of the earth. And all that was for, I never now have to pay you back that $1 million.
Wow.
Because it was envy from the beginning. Never forget that. Envy is that's a bad animal. And pride is his homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Simeon and Levi went in there. They went in there. Envy wasn't a problem. But they had to go in there and take care of envy. With pride. They homeboys. Shickum them sitting there with envy. But when you got that pride, you see what pride did. Pride schemed.
Yep.
Came up with everything. Now, for the daddy not to say nothing, and the daddy knew. He knew they was lying. So that's why I sit there and I say that all the time. He knew they were lying, but he chose not to say nothing. For whatever reason it was. I don't know why he just didn't say nothing. But he knew they wasn't telling the truth. Now, he didn't know that was going to be that outcome. But then he got in their butt later, so it shows you he will get in their butt. But he still chose, when they said that, he chose not to say nothing. So we got to remember, envy, when you get people around you, you watch how people do, how people work, how people operate. Because it's always there. Envy is always in the air. Always. You can smell it. As soon as you walk in a room, you can smell envy.
Yeah.
There's a certain aroma that's there.
Sour.
Thanks.
So remember that, my brother. I always remember that. Remember them 2 verses, but then always remember, sometimes people to come to you, because I know sometimes when I told you certain things to do, you quite didn't understand it. But then I end up telling you later what was going on. But the same thing is, sometimes things will be told to you, not for you to understand it at the point, but it's to protect you, to make sure other things don't happen. All right?
Gotcha.
All right. All right. All right, Deke.
Hey, man, appreciate that.
Ain't no problem. No problem. Shalom.
No, shalom, big bro.
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, big low, bro.
Hello, hello.
No, bro.
What was the question again? Because that was a lot.
Your brother.
I know that.
All right. When did it become evident to you that you are not your own?
I think it became evident when we were at our old house, and it was when Khalil was searching for the truth. Like I'm talking about, he was scrambling. Because I'm like, because for me, in a position where I am right now, I was a spectator to everything that he was doing. I'm throwing them under the bus. Yes, I am.
Okay.
So because I was just like Elder Johnson. He was just with his brother. That's it. He was just like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's my dog right there. So I'm be right behind him. So everything he was over there. I was just following because that's my big brother. I don't know where to go, but I know that I would always be there no matter what. If somebody try to get him, hey, I'm on the case because hey, you ain't for the farm, brother. Hey, hey, he ain't doing nothing. I'm about to squabble you. That's it. That's what it is. So when he was searching and he came up on KJBU, he kept saying certain things to me that was like, I think it was like the pork situation because like he was on that like hard because he used to eat bacon like crazy. Hey, any chance it was bacon. Like out of nowhere he cut it. Like it was like I never seen someone like something so much and they cut it immediately. I said, okay, wait. If he don't, it got to be something behind it. So he told me that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut that out, cut it, and then, but I wasn't still like on board with everything he was doing because I still want to do what? Guess what? I still want to do my own thoughts, still want to do my own thing. So I think it really hit me is when I went to, I think it was Florida, because I think my mom and my sister had something to do or something like that, and I was like, I haven't seen him in a minute, so I might as well go and see him. But I mainly did to see Khalil. I didn't think I was gonna see everybody over there, and then it hit me, but it really didn't when I went to Florida because I came back because when I was there, it felt like I didn't want to leave. Like something felt like when I seen the elder, I was like, wait, this dude, I don't know what he got going on, but he got something that I don't know what it is. Because it's like he say he a regular dude, but you see elder, when you see him, it's just like, nah, something ain't right. It's like something ain't right, but something is right at the same time. It's just like it's like, bro, you seem like I gotta respect this person. Something he got something I ain't got. So when I was there, it was like I don't want to leave. I'm like, this is like in my head back then. I was like, this is like heaven. Like everybody here is just so cool and so nice, and they'll help you out no matter what. And then I went back home, and I'm just like, I'm just back in this wretched world. Like I'm over here I'm like, bruh, okay, whatever. I'm probably not gonna see him again. And I'm over here. I'm eating crab ragoons over here, thinking everything nice and everything. And then, because I think it was when Khalil was living in Florida, and I was by myself. Guess what? I was by myself. I had my own room. I mean, I'm over here still eating crab ragoons, shrimp. Me not thinking of anything. Just guess what? Doing things I want to do. Not even easily, I could have got sliced immediately right there when right there. So when Khalil came back from Florida and stayed back in the room, everything switched. He kept looking at me weird when I was getting stuff. Like he kept like just looking at me like I can tell, like I can read his body language so well because I've been around him for so long, but he wouldn't say nothing. So every time I would have something, he would look at me like at disgust, and I was like, "Wait, what am I doing?" Like it was like it's so random. And then I think it was before I got baptized. Was that Florida? No, was that California?
Cali, okay.
Yeah, it was Cali. And then I was thinking of like, man, I'm starting to save for a car right now. So I was sitting there man, I might not go. I might not get baptized. I feel like I'm not ready yet. Look, me saying I'm not ready. I don't know. I don't know he got planned for me. But in my head, I'm like, I need to get a car. I'm about to go broke. I don't want to have nothing. And then Khalil was just sitting there looking at me like, bruh, shut up. You going here, you getting back, you're doing this. And he was like, bruh, God got this. And in my head, I was like, bruh, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be broke. No. And then Elder helped me out. And then I was like, man, I was just making haste. Ecclesiastes 2:2. Making haste, time of trouble. I was just bouncing off the wall. I don't know what I'm about to do. I'm over here stressing for absolutely no reason. And then I go to the gym because I had to get to the gym that day. And then I was just like, bro, I don't know, man. I'm just not gonna go. I get a call as soon as I get to the gym. And this is like not even 5 minutes after. I get a call from Khalil. Hey, the room cost went down to this amount of much. And I was like, wait, that's exactly how much I have right now. Okay, wait, I do it. Because I forgot my plane was already paid for. I was like, okay, wait. And then in my head, I'm like, in the middle of my head, I said, wait. It hit me. That's not me. That's not nobody in this world. That's God right there. Because he saw me over here panicking for absolutely no reason. He's like, bro, what did this dude panicking for? And then I was like, wow. I made haste for no reason. He literally had me. He was probably looking at me that entire time and like, bro, what is he doing? You heard the word and you over here still doing it and you still over here tweaking for no reason. And right there, that like, bro, I could not do it without him, and without him over here yanking on Khalil. Because if Khalil wasn't, because if the Spirit of God didn't get Khalil, I feel like he wasn't gonna get me because I wasn't doing anything with the word or trying to find nothing about that. Because like once I heard them little churches over there, you need money. I wasn't going in there no way. But when Khalil hit KJBU and I'm talking about he was pressing the issue. That man had that not gonna lie, he had the lion face before I even knew what the lion face was. that man was going to my mother. I said, "Whoa, you over here saying what'd you say? I'll love you while you here." He said that off the rip before he even I said was getting the grasp. I said, "Wait, what is he saying? Like, are you insane? But she'll delete you from this world. What are you doing? You still in the house?" I said, "Okay, all right." And then as soon as I started learning the Bible and all that stuff, and I seen it, I said, "Wow, this man was already doing it before he even realized what he was doing." In my head, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, what is like? Okay, wow, you love him while you here. I don't know what you're doing, but hey, shoot, I don't know about that one. But I would say it was when California, and then when he was when it like first kind of like nicked me like in the back of my head was when he was going after. But that. But mainly it's that Ecclesiastes 2:2 and make haste over time of trouble. And that right there, I try to be patient. I have to be. I gotta ride with him. That's my main. That's everything. Everything that comes up, I just have to be with him no matter what. And that's all I got.
Beautiful, man. I appreciate that, Trick.
Yeah,
man, you feel that prick, man. You feel that prick. You realize it's not our game, bro. It's not our game. We're trying to take control of things. So yeah, man. Good stuff, man. Yo, y'all funny, man. Y'all brothers, y'all funny. Love y'all, man.
What do you do?
Brother Chevy.
Deacon Hicks.
Hey, shalom, brother. Shalom, man.
My issue, I'm still dealing with what was pointed out, and to make sure that it doesn't creep up on me and take me out, and to take myself out of it, to get rid of that hanging out with within the homeboy creeping up all the time. And I appreciate that I have this. That's it, and just keep myself in a constant check make sure that pride is staying away from me. I get myself out of that. That's why I'm running, and knowing that I'm not my own. And staying, trying not to miss any of the teachings because I need to get deeper into those. And which I, like yesterday's teaching, I went back and pulled the other four that go, that I coincide with that Elder Johnson did. So I can put it all together and go ahead and meditate on that and keep myself out of it. And to know that I'm not my own. And when coming out when doing the baptism and the Passover that I was able, and then everyone had put together to get me out to San Diego. And I appreciate that. And that whole outlook on it is giving back to what was given to me. And that's all I have though.
All right, Chevy, good luck. Thank you, bro. Shalom to you, bro. Mother Moody.
Shalom, D. How are you today,
Shalom.
everyone? I don't want to be too lengthy today, but when I realized it was when I was searching for, well, when I heard elder, that's when I guess I really realized to a certain extent. See, I was the good church woman. It was you guys who was bad, not me. I was so self-righteous. I went to church. I taught the children. I was what God wanted me to be, not realizing that I was following man's commandment, not his. So one day I heard him talk. He spoke, and I said, this man really needs help. And I feel obligated to help him because we are all our brother's keeper, we're supposed to be. Well, we talked, and when we talked, you can tell when Heavenly Father is pulling at you or tugging you, because I got so angry, so belittled. Why? I mean, don't you know that I'm doing what the preacher said that I should do? Never really had questioned the preachers because they went to school and they should know what's what. They should know the Bible better than I. Always read it, of course, but their understanding. Now, that was the key. I didn't understand spiritually what was being said. But I didn't think it was a problem because let's face it, I'm the good guy. It was you guys who was bad, not me. But realizing when you do it with spiritual, you was in your lesson today. You answer who, what, and how. And I'm talking about Jehovah. Who was he? That really kind of got me because I had asked him, who are you? What are you? I want to really know you. After seeing life, I have seen life to a certain extent. When you get a simple cold and you get stuffed up in your nose, your breath is almost taken away from you. What can you do? Oh, you can take pills and you can do different things. But to be truthful and honest with you, who gives you that breath when you're sick? Who gives you that healing? It just started a chain of things that I started thinking about and realizing no matter how much money you have or how much money you don't have, we all die. What's going to happen when we die? Where we going to go? We woke up, or at least for me, I woke up one day and I was here. How did I get here? Why am I here? these questions and things start. You see the nature, you see how flowers, blooms, they die, and it's continual rotation. You try some of the things that you have been told to try, but you realize that eventually it comes to where it goes from real to invitation. And I had sacrificed myself for invitation things. No one wants invitation things. I realized I have his breath in me. And because of that breath in me, and I realize that breath cannot and will not die. So that means I'm not going to really die. The spirit of me will live. But it depends on which part of that spirit do I want. I want to live with him. I need to live with him. I got to live with him. Well, I won't if I don't submit. I won't if I don't obey. I won't if I don't understand. And when I came over to KJBU, I would listen to the teaching. And I would leave furious. I was so angry. Why? Because Heavenly Father was reaching through his prophet to get my attention. I was told of so many things that should have happened, but not having the right understanding makes such a big difference. And then one day I just said, you know what? You gotta really help me out here. Because I realize I'm this little mouse trying to cut down this whole big oak tree and it's not working. So I'm gonna surrender totally to you. It made a difference. I started listening to the lesson. I started understanding. I started realizing it was not so much about me. I didn't need to trade the truth for the invitation. I could accept the truth. And I could be what he wants me to be, but only through his power, only through his strength. And now, with his strength and his power, I realize that I don't have to do anything but what he tells me. Because his life is now my life. His way is now my way. His desires is my desires. And I'm taking too much time already, so I'll let it stop right there for the time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, Deacon. I want you to go somewhere. Go to First Kings. I want you to go to 8:27. How you doing this morning, Mother Moody?
I'm finding yourself.
I'm good. How my little sister doing?
Oh, she's doing fine too. She's right here being very quiet.
Okay, how about my brother?
He's at work.
He at work. He watching my cars.
So you're having to get there. You know how I am when I don't really want to answer something.
Yeah. I'm supposed to have a Bugatti coming in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm supposed to have one. Yeah.
You mean you and him been talking behind my back? I'm not aware.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I need that. I need that money though. I can't pay for it, so I want you to read for me First Kings 8:27.
Okay. First Kings 8:27. But will God indeed dwell on the earth? Behold, remember the heavens and heavens of heaven cannot contain thee. How much less this house that I have built?
So what I want you to remember is the beautiful thing on what you're saying and how you look at everything. I want you to always remember this part right there. And the beautiful part, what you were saying, you came to these realizations.
Mm-hmm.
So what we got to remember is this. We know the heavens and the heaven of heavens can't contain him. Have you ever seen these deep sea divers where they put on them breathing apparatus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they had them breathing containers they have to put on their back.
Right.
Okay, God is spirit, just like the air that they got in there. But you see, they only can go down for so long, for so far.
True.
And then that air runs out. It's the same thing as people cannot contain God. Because when you try to contain him, that's the issue. You think you have him, but you don't, because the heaven and the heavens cannot contain him.
Okay.
So what I want you to meditate on is the same thing as if we breathe in spirit, or if we breathe in air. If we breathe in air, then we should be able to see the waste from the use of the air. It should be on the ground, which after that, we should be limited on how much air we can breathe. But I want you to meditate on that. I want you to think about it. And you talk about it, because we already know if you put air in a can, it's only so much air you can put in there. And that can can't contain all the air. That's problem one. Two, are you breathing spirit or are you breathing air? If you breathe in air, then we know air, same as anything else, is once it's used, it can't be used anymore. Correct or not correct? If you buy anything that's used once, you can't use it no more on many things. Same as you go buy a piece of fish. Once you eat that piece of fish, can you eat that same piece of fish again?
No.
That it's done.
True.
You're going to ingest it. Your body going to take the vitamins and nutrients that it needs, and then the body's going to get rid of the waste. But you can never eat that same piece of fish. You can go eat a fish like it, but you can't eat that particular fish.
Okay.
So now that's the same thing with air. Can you breathe the same air?
No, because once it's used, it's used.
Okay, so I want you to think about that. Air, spirit, which one do you breathe? Because whatever one you breathe is the one you choose.
I was under the impression that I'm beginning to breathe spirit.
Okay, if you breathe in spirit, then that spirit don't die. But if you breathe air, it will.
Right.
It has a limit.
Okay.
It don't go that far. It only going to take you so far. It's like in the container. It's going to only let you breathe for so long. And then after that, you either have to replace it or you're going to die. But then it's only so much breathe air, because guess what? If you breathe in air, it also comes to the same point. As you breathe it, and then you need some more of it, you know you got to pay somebody to replace it. You know that, right?
True.
Okay. But if you breathe in spirit, does it cost you right now to breathe?
No.
Okay. God's word is what? It's free.
It's
the
free.
Same thing.
Okay.
You take that same analogy and put them together. And the same thing is, people will sit there, and that's why we got to be very direct all the time. Some people will sit there and say, oh, I understand. But I know you understand me, because me and you done have really in-depth talks. But people got to still understand, what do they really breathe in? Because some people say, oh, no, I breathe spirit. Just saying it. Oh, I breathe spirit. But when you go into it, that's why I'm asking you, you go meditate on it. Understand it, because some people say that they claiming they breathe in spirit and they really breathe in air.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question, okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Realizing you have the spirit of discernment,
Mm-hmm.
from what you have noticed in your watch of just this particular servant of Jehovah, what would you say that you see that I'm breathing?
No, I already know what you're breathing.
I know, that's why I ask.
You're being unfair.
That's, I don't mean to be unfair, but
yeah, but you being unfair to me. But
yeah, okay. I don't want to be unfair.
No, but you breathe in spirit.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I can tell you, even when the first time, I can tell you almost word for word what you told me when we first talked. And the thing is, you was like a child being born.
Okay.
And you was fighting. You fought me tooth and nail. You screamed and hollered as a newborn child.
True.
And as you did that, and you continually did that, because you didn't want to breathe the spirit. You kept trying to breathe there.
Because I thought it was right. I didn't realize I was wrong.
Yes. You see how you answered my question right up front.
True.
But you kept breathing, but you wanted to breathe air, and I refused it. I kept doing it. And the same thing is the one who ended up helping me, and he tried to kind of keep you down a little bit, but you broke him off a couple of times with your son.
True.
But the same thing is, as we kept doing it, I kept wanting you to breathe and just calm down and just breathe air, and you breathe the spirit. You kept fighting, but then you finally calmed down, and me and you talked, and we talked, and then you became comfortable with breathing spirit. But you see, that transition wasn't bad. It was just that for some reason you wanted to keep breathing that container, and I couldn't figure it out. You wanted to breathe everything in the container, and it wasn't there. And once you sat there and you released it to where you didn't need the container anymore, you breathed spirit. You came to the beautiful side of it. So that's why you don't have no breathing apparatuses on you now. Other than that, you had a breathing apparatus in every week, and you had to go to this building to where they can refill your container with air, where you can breathe for another week.
I think I understand what you're saying now. I appreciate it. Because when I'm fighting you and my son, and I apologize to you both.
I told you, don't ever apologize to me for how you felt.
Okay.
That's how you truly felt. And you see, I still love you for who you are. I love you more because I get to know you more. But the main thing is, you really felt, and you was fighting for what you truly believe. All these years that you had in you that you believed.
True.
And then you have this guy coming up to you. Well, you reached out to me, and I'm telling you something that was foreign to you. And then I'm talking too about who you believe is God. So you sat there, you had every right, and I'm being upfront with you. You had every right to sit there to fuss, to argue, to scream, to do all those things. You had every right to do that. And I'm telling you this for this main reason why. The reason you had to do that is because in the midst of all this fussing and screaming at me and all this stuff, one thing you never did do, never got off the phone. We continued to talk. So the main thing is the spirit keeping you right there for whatever reason he wanted you to. And you can sit there and do whatever, and I hear what you got to say. And after you say what you got to say, I talk, and you sit there. You wouldn't cut me off, but you would let me know you was upset. You didn't have no qualms in doing that. But the main thing is you stayed there. And then after a while, you came to that realization, and you set that breathing container to the side. Yeah, you probably don't. I don't know if you turned it in you should have turned it in and tried to get the refund on it. But you never went back to it.
It wasn't worth the refund. What I found, and with your help,
okay,
I have a new reason to fight. I realize I don't have to fight like that because the God that I have, he doesn't need my help. He just needs my obedience.
Yeah,
and because of that, I will always be protected by him as long as I understand and follow his instructions.
Yep. And saying all that with that, you breathing, it don't cost you anything.
Not a penny.
Yeah,
not even for the plane.
Yeah. No, wait, man. See that.
It was just too resisting.
Yeah.
I do understand what you're saying, and I appreciate